Hello. Welcome to the shadow lights. This video will show one of the items you have bought, as these items can also be used all together, so the video will cover each one. This is the shadow spotlight. This is the umbrella shadow light. And this one is the barndoor shadow light. Here we have the HUD with controls on that you can use. There is also a hide and show button. You click once to hide and again to show. You can also use these controls on the lights. Each one has the same control panel, so they will all work the same way as each other. Click the tabs to get a drop menu to select what operation you have chosen for the lights. If you click the base on any one of these lights, you will get a drop menu to select the permissions and who can use it. The HUD is transferable, so you can pass the HUD to others to use also. So currently the umbrella light is active, as you see the light projected and a shadow behind the avatar. We can use the controls on the light, or for simpler use we can use the HUD to select the settings of the light and its projection via the drop menu options. A green laser of the active light shows you the direction it is pointing. Using the menu to select the ranges from 0 to 10, we can manipulate the light projection. These actions again will work for each light you have. So, if you have more than one light, we can change between each one using the light scroll arrows. Then click on the ID button to find out what light is the active one. You will get a poof of particles. Then we can turn on or off via the drop menu the light that is active. So the spotlight is active and we can select its intensity and range or color. The other lights will not be affected. We can move to the barndoor light via the HUD scroll arrows and select that one to turn on and manipulate its controls. Again, the other lights will not be affected. If I select the umbrella light and turn off the projection shadow lights, you will see it now comes from the left and right side from the other two shadow lights. I can change the effects of the shadow, and you will see from the avatar shadowing on the floor. We can use the color wheel on the HUD to select color onto the avatar or by the color tab button on the HUD controls or light controls. I could then swap to the other light by using the HUD and change the color projected from that light to mix it up. Again, with both lights you can change the settings on each light as long as you know what one you have active via the ID button. Remember, if you only have one of these lights, then you will only be using the settings for this light and will only project one shadow. You can res out more and then the previous instructions will apply for each light you res out. A single color will apply on to the avatar from the one light you will be using. You can use the shader bar by clicking on it to dim the light to make it darker, or to make it brighter depending where you click on the shader bar. I will add a wall behind the avatar to show you how the shadow will look if you were up against a wall, for example. Here you can see the light projection making the shadow behind on the wall. Just to note, to see shadows you will need to go to your preferences and go to graphics and advanced settings and make sure you have shadows, sun, moon and projector checked. We can click on the height bar to change the height of the head of the lamp. This will then determine where the shadow is behind the avatar. Also, it depends on where you place the shadow light in front of the posing avatar too. Again, these instructions will work for any of these lights used on their own, or if you use multiple lights also.